Good morning and welcome to our live crafting session this morning. It is Wednesday the 11th of December 2024. Excuse me, got a tickle. My name's Jenny McCormac. I am an independent Stampin Up demonstrator and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire, and that is here in the UK. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. If you're joining us live, a good morning and a warm welcome to you. If you're joining us on replay, then hello and welcome to you whatever time of day that is. I have a new kit to share with you today. And I also have the cards from our December card class ready to show you with some fabulous new papers that were released this month. So let's crack on, and I'll just get it on my phone. Now, I had some interference the other day when I was running my live, so I'm hoping that isn't the case today. I think what I did was I had my radio on, which is a digital radio, and instead of turning it off, I just turned it down, and I think that was the interference. So if anybody is watching, do let me know that we have a clear run this morning. So let's get cracking. This is a new Perpetual calendar kit. It's called Perpetual Beauty. It's one of our latest kits, and I do have these available in stock. And let me show you. Now, I'm not going to do the whole calendar. I just want to give you a glimpse of what it's all about and maybe do one or two of the pages. So it's a spiral bound calendar. Oh, I'm sorry about that reflection. Let's move that out of the way. So it is probably 8 by 11 inches, something like that. Oh, excellent, Caroline. Thank you so much. And it's got a really solid board for the front and the back. And then we have a calendar page for each month of the year. Now they are organised, so we've got 31 days, 29 in case you've got a leap year, 31, 30. So it follows the obviously the calendar with the correct days of the month. And then you've got just an outline printed here, and the idea is that you can keep note of birthdays, anniversaries, special days, days you want to remember or need to remember something by. So that is the calendar booklet itself. We have a stamp set here that has the excuse me, the months of the year. January through to December, and this comes in different languages because you can get this in English, French and German. And so rather than print this on the back of the sheet, they now just provide a printed sheet with the different languages on, and what I tend to do is cut that off and attach it to the back of the piece of paper so I know that I've got all the months back in place. It has an ink spot, pretty peacock. I'm actually going to turn that light down a little. It's quite dull today, so I do need the lights on, but it doesn't need to be shining quite so much. Let's take that one down a little bit as well. So here we have all the goodies. So you do need a pair of scissors to open this little part of the pack up, and it's all very well packaged. Make a great gift for somebody who's crafty to do. Be a great thing to do between Christmas and New Year. But you could also make the gift up and then gift it to somebody. Okay, so we have a block ready for the stamps and ink pads, and then we have lots of die cuts. Now you can use these as you wish, but they do give you examples for each of the months on how they put them together. So we've got these beautiful watercolour leaves, we've got block colours, and then sentiment blocks for the different months, and there's plenty in there, so if you make an error you can obviously... Are they sticky? Yes, they are sticky, so you can't turn it over, but you have plenty to play with, so don't worry. Obviously what you do want to do is use the smaller ones for the shorter months, so July, May, etc. And then we have more die cuts here, so these are all self-adhesive on the back. And then we have the instructions, and it shows you for each of the months their recommended layout. So there's 12 altogether. It looks a bit complicated, but I promise you it isn't. So what I would do if I was doing the whole kit is I would stamp out the months of the year first, January through to December, and those are going to go onto these panels here, so I would do those already, so I had them prepared. And then for each month you're going to choose a different coloured panel for the background, and then whichever die cuts you want for for each month. So they've done these in sets of 2 to make it easier for you. So let's crack on, and let's do 2 of the pages. So I'm going to put that to one side for a minute, and I'm going to stamp the months out. It does come with an ink pad, which is Pretty Peacock, and the colours in here are Misty Moonlight, Pretty Peacock, Garden Green, and Crumb Cake, and Lost Lagoon. So if you've got your own ink pads at home, you could obviously switch those out and use whichever colours you wanted. I've got a large ink pad here which I'm going to use rather than use the small one, because I like to keep those, and then if anybody needs a replacement or anything, I've got them at the ready. So here is the panel with the months of the year. So let's do January and February. Keep it nice and simple, and obviously you're just going to repeat these, and you can of course, as I say, do any combination for each of the months. All I need is a piece of grid paper to try out the stamps on. So I'm just going to use a block that I have to hand, she says. Here's one. And I have got the cards from our December card class to show you. Okay. So there's January, that stamps really nicely. Even though I've put my finger in the ink. So let's see. I'm going to do one of these. Let's do an end one, make it more sense, wouldn't it? So there's January, and obviously you can use these for other things. You could say Happy January Birthday, for example. So what I would do is stamp all of these out if I was doing the whole kit in one go, just so that you're not getting the ink pad open, then closed, and then closed. Okay, so here's February, like so. Just move that away. Okay, so good morning to anybody who's joined us since the start. So I've got January and February. Let's put that month away before I lose it. And then you can choose which panel you want against each of the images. So they're suggesting, for example, for January to use the garden green, and for February to use the crumb cake. So let's peel this one off. So these are all self-adhesive, so you don't have to worry about any layering. And then let's add, this is the garden, oh I see. Okay, I've just clocked it. It took me a little while, so these are different sizes, okay, according to the size of the panel you've used for the month. So I don't think it's absolutely critical. I think you could do it, you know, it wouldn't matter if it was only a part, and you could also cut one of the larger ones down. So let's pick that one there, and you can put this, I'm just going to put it on here lightly so you can see it. You can offset it. You could cut it in half and have it on either side, for example. Oh. I was trying to do it flat on the ground so you could see it. There we go. So there's my January with a little bit of a backing to it. Let's just put that one there. And then the other one we had was February, and they put the crumb cake base with that. But as I said, you could really do your own thing, and you could make this, as I say, you could cut it in half and split it. You could leave this out altogether if you wanted and just have the text for the month. So I've got that one offset that way. Sorry about the ink on my fingers. Okay. So that's those, and their recommendation for putting it together, and I'll use that just so you can see, is this one here. So these are laser cut. So they're very finely cut. Alright, so you don't have to worry about the little bits and pieces that hold it in together. What I'm going to do is keep my block there. So they recommend that one, a gold one, and they've used a sort of this one here. So just lift it gently, and I'm lifting it from the centre. So there's that one there, and then they've got one of these. So these are completely interchangeable, and you could add your own ones as well, and you could even add your own stamps if you wanted to. So if you've got some floral stamps that you like, you could add those in as well. Okay, so for January we've got those three. Let's do that one first. Move that out of the way. Okay, so just make sure you've got the right month. Maybe what you could do if you wanted to was write in pencil for each one until you've got to that point, and then we're just going to attach these onto here. So I'm just going to do it roughly as they've got it. So we've got one going that way, we've got the fine gold one, like so. and then they've got the blue one going off here to the right, like so. There we are. And then the panel for January is just going to go over there, like so. So there's that one. Hopefully you can see that okay. And then let us do February, which is a different one. So let's turn that one over. Right, check it's February because it's got 29 days, obviously to cover you for a leap year. And on this one, this is in the centre and it's a misty moonlight colour. And they've got, which one they've got? A gold one. Here, this one. But you really don't have to follow these. It looks like they've got 3 for each of the months, but you could have more on one, less on another. There's that one, and then they've got this one here in the Pretty Peacock. And just take your time lifting it off. If you've got little ones helping you, then I recommend maybe you take those elements off for them. And let's see which one of these they've got. This one here. There we go. So obviously you want to keep away from the spine, so don't get too close into the spine here, you don't want it caught. And then let's add this one here, let's go between the two, and then February, like so. There we go. So I've got January and February. Now, because these are paper, there's nothing to stop you stamping all the way over here or adding extra details. So if you've got, for example, a stamp with little dots on, you could add that detail onto here. If you've got stamps that have nice sentiments as well, you could certainly add that on. What I would say is if you want to do stamping on here, then I would do it first, because as this builds up, you're going to have these layers behind. So if I've got all of the layers done, and then I want, excuse me, to stamp a sentiment right here, I know that I've got this element underneath, so I know it's not going to stamp well. What you could also do, obviously, is take that piece out like that, stamp it, and then pop it back again. So if you have a sentiment such as here on Unbounded Love, this has got Have a Blessed Day, and you've got Hope is Believing in a Lighter Tomorrow, Love Never Gives Up, Your True Blessing. You could certainly add those on here if you wanted to, and if you were gifting it to somebody and it was their birthday month, you could add Happy Birthday into here. And also we've got these nice narrow ones that says You've Got This, friend, best of luck, things like that. So you could certainly add to that. Don't feel you have to keep it just like that, but I mean, it's stunning as it is, in my opinion, like that. And then when that's all done, if you've got any bits and pieces left over, you could carry on decorating that. You could use your Wink of Stella on some of the elements if you wanted to, or you could add more die cut elements. So if you didn't want to use these panels here, you could die cut, for example, this shape and add them onto here. So you could basically do a lot more with it. You could add a bit of bling as well if you wanted to. So that is the Perpetual Beauty calendar kit. It's £24. I do have some in stock, so if you're local to me, I am taking them to our craft fair at Watling Street Village in Toaster on Saturday, so I'll have them there available to purchase. But they do come in that lovely box, so when you put it all together, you can put your finished calendar into the box and you could post that. I think I probably would put some put it back in the plastic sheet that it comes in, this one here, just to protect it from the vagaries of the weather, and you could send that with a Christmas card to somebody as a great gift. They are really pretty and they're really delicate as well, and the and obviously you can also use some of these elements after if you wanted to. And for example, on here you've got the border around each of these elements, so you could actually pick the whole of that thing up and cut elements out from it, and you will have some of these left over for sure, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's, oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 altogether. So you've got a few elements to play with if you have any errors and you want to improve, or you can use those on other projects. And if you don't use all of these, you can also use those on other projects as well. I think maybe what I would do is keep some of them separate and then make a matching card using those. That would be a really nice gift with a card, with maybe a thank you, or if you've got a December birthday, you could do a happy birthday. So that is the Perpetual Beauty calendar kit. As I say, the instructions when you open it do look a little bit overpowering, but they're just showing you in 6 different sets the way that they put those elements together. But honestly, you could really do your own thing if you wanted to. So this tells you what is in the pack, and obviously you also have the stamp set, the block and the ink pad that you can use afterwards. So I hope you like that. It's £24, as I think I said, available to buy at the minute. And now I just want to show you very quickly our designs for our December class in a box. And this uses some new papers, and you may remember these from, I want to say 2 years ago, might have been more. They were called True Love, and they were black and white, and you could colour them. But what they've done is they've re-released them in colours, which I think is really clever and really nice, and I did happen to love the papers anyway. So this is what's left from the pack even after I've made all of the cards. So you get 2 each of all of these sheets. So you get the daisies in the old olive, and then we've got stripes on the back of that. You've got the fine detailed flowers in Night of Navy with Night of Navy patterning on the back. Have I moved my camera? Looks like I have, doesn't it? Let me just do that. There we go. It's neat to see my legs. And then we've got this one here with the large florals and the stripes on the back. And then we've got the flowers in Old Olive with the dots on the back. And then Lost Lagoon is the other colour with that panel. And then there's one more, must be this one here, with the flowers and pattern on the back. Now with all of these floral images, if you wish, you can of course colour them in. So let me show you the cards, and you get all of the cards, the envelopes, the bling, the ribbon to make up this kit. So we have this one here. So I haven't coloured any of these in, but if you're into colouring, you could certainly colour any of the panels. This one here I've coloured in. I'll show you the difference between that and the original. So we've got this one here. They're all simple and straightforward, so that you could sit between Christmas and New Year and crack on with some early birthday or anniversary cards. We've got this one here with the 3 panels, and you can have 3 panels the same, and obviously all of these ones you can interchange the papers, but you could colour that panel in if you wanted to. Let me lift it up so you can see it a little bit better. So there's that one. And then we have this one here that features 4 different panels, and then I've just fussy cut this flower out from the back. And then I've done the same with this one, fussy cut this one, and I've just stripped the ribbon, cut it in the centre to get some finer ribbon pieces rather than a thicker piece. And in this case I've stamped on the panel here, but you could use 2 contrasting pieces of the designer paper. And then finally we've got a fancy fold, and again you can just switch any of these papers in or out. Obviously I have a bit of fancy for the Night of Navy colour, so this is a panelled card, and I've just fussy cut that from the edge of the paper, stamped a sentiment, and that's hidden behind the panel. So nice and easy cards that you could crack on with. There's plenty of papers, as I say, left over. Hi Trudy. There's all of these, and that's after making the cards, because you get 2 each of all of these pieces. So it's actually 1 12 by 12, but I cut it in half so that you can, it's easier to post and it keeps them nice and tidy and together. So there we go, that's our December class in a box. So I'll have an in-person class next week, assuming my delivery gets to me in time, and then this will ship out the end of next week, early the week after, so that you can sit and do it perhaps between Christmas and New Year. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you like the calendar kit. Let me just show anybody who's joined us since the start the 2 pages that I did from the kit. So it is really substantial card, which is pre-printed. It's got the foiling on it, and then I've done 2 pages here, so I've stamped the January, and then the same with the February, and then you're just literally putting the die cuts on. And you can, as I say, certainly add your own detail. Be wary of adding too many layers or dimensionals, otherwise this will go really thick, and you want it to maintain its shape really. So thank you so much for joining me. Do take care. I'll be back tomorrow evening for another live crafting session with our stamp set of the week. And I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. Booking for this class opens today. I'll be sending the email with all the details on. If you're not on my email list, just message me and I'll send you an invite for the class. And that is in person and also online. The videos will all be recorded, and you can just crack on and get ahead with some birthday, anniversary, whatever, ready for next year. Thank you so much everyone. Do take care. Thanks for joining me, and bye for now.